Oh, gee, mister, I'm gonna make it big one day. Just you see. Just you wait and see. I'm gonna make it so big.
Keep that dream alive, Toots. One day you'll make it big enough to make it on a Ryan Murphy show.
You really think so?
Of course, you'll be on one of his many projects.
Wow. Maybe I'll be in season 2 of Hollywood, a Netflix original series, the first of many in Ryan Murphy's 5-year Netflix deal.
Yeah, maybe.
The Netflix deal that greenlit 10 of his projects.
Oof, that's a lot.
It is! 4 TV shows, 3 movies, and 3 documentaries. And he definitely won't have his hands full because he can handle it. He always works on just the right amount of projects.
Shouldn't we be concerned? Isn't he working on that,
American Horror Story, American Crime Story, 911, Posed, a Politician, 911 Lone Star on top of his 10 new projects? Yes, he is.
Have you ever heard the phrase, quality over quantity?
Yes.
Well, Ryan Murphy hasn't.
Me
and Chris
and me
are on the road to the Emmys.
To where?
On the road to the Emmys.
Hi, I'm Chris.
And I'm Claudio.
And we're the
High Guys. Okay, Flex.
Before we get into the Netflix original series Hollywood, Okay, so before we get into the Netflix, don't laugh at me. Before we get into the Netflix original series Hollywood, which racked up 12 Emmy nominations this year, we're going to take a moment to talk to you about what we're doing this season.
If you've never listened to us before, welcome to our show where we analyze and talk about different forms of entertainment. This time around, we are focusing solely on shows that are nominated for the 2020 Emmys. We don't have enough time to cover every single show nominated in every single category, so we are going to pick a few of our favorites that we believe are truly unique, that shows that stand out amongst the crowd.
We will be doing this season until the week after the Emmys airs, and we're going to do our best to avoid any spoilers for any of the shows we talk about. And we're just going to end up giving you the gist of the show and telling you major themes that are prevalent and why you should watch it.
We hope you come with us on this road to the Emmys and get inspired to watch the best of the best.
Now let's get this started.
Ho-ho! Hollywood is a Netflix original miniseries created by the ever-busy Ryan Murphy and his sometimes partner in crime, Ian Brennan. The show follows an ensemble cast of dreamers trying to achieve their dreams in a post-World War II Hollywood.
The characters within the ensemble cast come from different walks of life that are typically marginalized in film, especially during the early 1950s. The story of Hollywood is intended to be like a what-if story of representation. What if we had big studios that fought hard to get minorities onto the silver screen? What if we had production crews that reflected the future we wanted to see in the world? What if the conversation of interracial couples and homosexual relationships had started sooner?
And what if the industry prioritized qualified actors over actors that fit the image?
Yes.
These are all big what ifs to tackle in one show, and somehow they do all get touched on within the 7 episodes of the season. The quality of the execution is what is in question.
Did the show accomplish what they set out to do? Although the intention of the show is to follow an ensemble cast of characters, we spend a lot of time with Jack Costello within the first 3 episodes, which is strange considering he's not representative. He isn't what the show is supposed to be about.
He isn't representative.
Jack Costello is a straight, cisgendered, blue-eyed white man who has a jawline that could cut through glass.
So you could only imagine how goofed we were when we followed this guy through his daily struggles of having a wife that he maybe does or does not love, while struggling to get noticed by studio execs for doing absolutely nothing with no experience or training in acting. So, what a turn off that was.
And along the way, like while we're watching that happen, we do meet a lot of characters that are struggling to get work because of their race or their sexual orientation. We get introduced to Archie Coleman, who's a Black gay writer, Anna May Wong, who's this beautiful queen, she's a Chinese actress, and Camille Washington, who's a Black actress, and then Rock Hudson, who's a gay actor.
These characters struggle to find their place in the industry because they want to be themselves unapologetically.
The first 3 episodes seem to be focused on Jack with some light side plots, but on episode 4, the show zooms out a bit and starts to get into the nitty-gritty of what it promised.
Promises of actually dealing with the issues that dealing with the questions that the show proposes. Like, dealing with racism, dealing with homophobia, dealing with sexism in the workplace. Like, it touches on all of these topics, but it is so surface level in the way that they do it. It is very like, here is an example of like 2 gay people being like yelled at in public, and guess what? That's it.
Yeah, it's like
they only ever talk about what's wrong. They don't really show it in real world applications because these people are always fucking like around each other. Camille is a Black actress, and yet her character is always having other people tell her about how hard it must be to live in the world. They don't show any real world applications of that idea. Like, they don't show her walking around and being like harassed or something, or being unwelcomed, but all these other white characters around her are the ones going like, oh yeah, that's probably happening to you. Oh, that's probably so hard for you. And when it comes to Darren Chris's character being half American and half Filipino, they brought it up at the beginning, and then it never got brought up ever again.
Yeah.
Except like one time in an argument. And even then, the writing gives us a mixed bag of like good and bad. Like many critics and ourselves agree that Hollywood is entertaining and thought-provoking at times, but other times it is hollow and very surface level about how it deals with the topics it brings up.
But what we do love about the show is the production value and the attention to detail that they put in all of the sets and costumes. It makes the world feel real. And I think that's missing in a lot of like hyper CGI television shows, is that you can feel it when you see it, I think CGI doesn't really capture physical things as well as physical things do. You know what I mean? And in turn, it sucks because I want to be like, and without like, it's so much easier to act in the space, because that's for me. Because like some actors did not do very, very well in the show, but it was just beautiful to look at. It made it feel full. It made the world feel full.
What I love about the costumes in the show is that they look so stylish. Like Patti LuPone's character is always stunting.
Period.
Always walking around looking gorgeous.
Straight out of a 1950s Sears ad. She is a queen. She looks so good.
And Samara Weaving's character, love her outfits. Little Jeremy Pope looked real cute.
Oh yeah, the little gas station outfits are super cute.
I didn't like those, but I liked Jeremy Pope's outfits as Archie, is what I'm saying.
Oh yes. Speaking of Patti LuPone, she is literally one of the best parts of Hollywood, and she's one of the best actresses out of the whole show, alongside Holland Taylor and Joey Mantello. And these 3 happen to be like old. Not that we're hating that they're old, but you can definitely tell when you're watching the show how much work they've done, because they knew what they were doing. They were on that screen. They knew how to take control, and they did such a good job. But there were some other, a lot of the younger cast kind of let me down, because it was just very monotonous at times, very one note. Jack Costello's very one note for a lot of it. There may be some minor, like small character changes, but out of everyone else, Archie, who's played by Jeremy Pope, and Claire Wood, who's played by Samara Weaving, are really blasé characters, but the actors did such a great job living in them that I think they especially Claire Wood.
I don't think the characters are blasé. I think the writing for them is wild and always like over the top. Yeah. So that's what makes their characters whack. But they themselves make those characters so like fun and entertaining to watch, and it makes you love them.
And I feel like a lot of it is the motivation, because they're written with very black and white motivation. Like, you're doing this because in the last scene this happened. Like, but I feel like the actors took that reasoning as to what they like, the motivation for what they were doing had so much meaning behind it, and I think you can really tell.
So we do appreciate the show for what it's trying to do, and we appreciate Ryan Murphy for what he's striving for. You know, I see Ryan Murphy as it's a little embarrassing. I used to see him as like an icon, because I am also bisexual and out. I also am a writer who wants to do like weird shit, and the fact that he was doing so much weird shit, I was like, oh fuck yeah, this is the best. And then at a certain point, he started taking on like too many projects, if you ask me. And I was like thinking, I was like, wait, if this film's done and that film's done, like all of his shit is literally overlapping all the time. I started to notice that as that was happening, the quality of the storytelling for almost any show that he was working on started to just like dissipate. Ryan Murphy used to be really good, and then as he took on too many projects, he started to get bad.
Like Claudio uses quotes around almost everything he just said. So take it as you will.
Yeah, I'm not trying to oust anybody, but I'm just saying.
But
you know what I mean?
He
stretches himself too thin.
He has a spoon in too many soups.
Everything I said at the beginning in the intro is true. Like, he has that many projects going on. Yeah. And he's the executive producer for all of them. He's the creator for a majority of them. And he still writes, like, some episodes and will direct some episodes.
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, I guess if you gotta work, you gotta work. But damn.
It just makes me mad.
Yeah.
Because the more he does that, like, the more plot holes there are.
Yeah, and
the more that like the story doesn't feel complete anymore.
And the more it becomes like fan servicey. Like, for example, Scream Queens. The first season, phenomenal, iconic, and then they did some weird ass shit in the second season, and you could just tell the quality wasn't as great as the first season. And it's because I'm sure he didn't plan on a second season for it. But we all loved it so much that he was like, we have to.
But it's not even that. It's like all the stories are just not finished, especially like in Hollywood. Like in this show, I felt like there were so many rando plot holes of like something that was brought up at the very end of an episode but never picked up in the next one or the one after that or the one after that.
Yeah.
Like, it's very weird because this is like the worst plot hole I've ever seen.
Well, and it's because the plot holes were happening at like on important topics and during important scenes. And it's like, you can't turn a blind eye from that.
Yeah, like literally we were dealing with an abusive relationship in the show, and at some point there seems to be some clarity and some common ground between the abuser and the victim, and then at the very end of the episode the abuser abuses again, and we are never shown like what the victim's feelings were on the incident.
Yeah,
we were never shown the ramifications of that
exactly
incident. We never saw them talk to their significant other about what happened. I was like, what?
It was so much, and it was such a thing that he had to fight for, to just revert, and then for us to just like have to accept it because like they didn't really talk about it after that.
Yeah, and that's just one example. Like, there are so many other things that happen in this show for like a moment, and then like it's never talked
And
about
you're just
ever
like,
again. And mind you, we're coming off of Watchmen, where literally everything that is said matters.
Yeah.
The plot and story of Watchmen is
fantastic.
well-rounded. And they spoil, like, they give you little puzzle pieces to figure out. But in this show, it's just like, hey, look at me. And then that's it. You never see them again.
Yeah, it's just not great. I've seen better episodes of Fairly Odd Parents than of Watchmen. I mean, of Hollywood. My bad.
Because, look, listen. Obviously, we love the show enough to
have a whole
put it
episode
in.
about it.
Yeah, it's because of its like complexity of good and bad that like we need to talk about it. It's so, yes, it would be amazing to see what a world where the civil rights movement and like equal rights for gay people, like, it would have been so cool to see if all that started. Like, what would happen if it all started post World War II?
Yeah. Because, like, if you would think about it, we would be where we are about 30-ish, maybe, years. You know what I mean?
No, that was confusing. What you're saying is, like, imagine what it would be like if this time frame that we're living in happened earlier.
Yeah. And having this be the history we learned growing up.
Mm-hmm.
It's so
like,
different.
yeah, it's so fun to get lost in this world.
Mm-hmm.
But like at the same time, you have to admit to yourself that the writing is just not the best.
Yeah.
And it is definitely all over the place. And it's kind of like, you kind of like that it's bad.
Yeah,
you kind of like that it's corny.
It has that sort of Ryan Murphy feel. Like, for me, I've never really seen a Ryan Murphy show that hasn't felt like a Ryan Murphy show.
Like, seriously? Oh my god. They all
like even the best seasons of American Horror Story, there are lines, there are scenes where it's just like, really? But then they get you back in because, like, shit gets interesting.
Like aliens.
Yeah, yes.
Like, Ryan Murphy, what is happening up there, dude? Like, he has good ideas. It's just the execution that's just kind of like everywhere.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's everywhere in a way that I appreciate it and I like it.
Yeah.
But I still am like,
But critically?
Sometimes.
But critically?
But sometimes I'm like, dude, you should probably like work harder.
It's just, he spreads himself so thin.
Yeah, I'm like, you're working on way too many things to try to be like just doing these little one-off stuff.
Yeah, it's like trying to be really good at one thing or being average or below average on a lot of different things. Like, pick a lane.
Ooh, honey.
Pick a lane.
Yeah.
Grow, learn, take time. But also, he's kind of old, so maybe I get it. You know?
The other thing that makes me mad, like a little upset at Ryan Murphy for having his, what did you just say, spoon?
Spoon in too many soups.
For having a spoon in too many soups. I can understand the hustle of doing that. But at the same time, you have a position of power where you are the executive producer for everything you work on. So why don't you let somebody else be like co-create with somebody else who has a different perspective?
Mm-hmm.
Or like give a show to other people, like spread the love, you know? You are an LGBT, like an out LGBT producer. Spread like that love.
Mm-hmm.
Let other people help create the shows. Let other people write or be the showrunners instead of like you, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look at Jordan Peele. He started his Monkey Paw Productions, and he produces so many movies for like black directors.
Mm-hmm.
Like Candyman, that's gonna come out later this year,
which I'm so excited about,
by a black woman.
Mm-hmm.
Because Jordan Peele was like, I don't need to tell this story, but you have a vision, and I'll let you do this.
Yeah.
But with Ryan Murphy, it's like, I got ideas, I'm gonna make them.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, relax. Too many shows.
Yeah.
And too much of them with you all over it. Like, you need to spread yourself.
Yeah, it's the But we have
That
fun.
being said, if you ever want to put me on one of your shows, Ryan Murphy, I will be there ASAP Rocky.
Yeah, I will.
Bet.
I will be the chair you sit on. I really don't care. I'll be the nipple lamp in Asylum. Just tell me, one drop of a pen, I'll be right there.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys should watch this because it's so fun to escape into the alternate historical timeline that they created in this show, and to imagine what like the world would be like. It's so nice. It's like a little breath of fresh air, and they're still trying to be serious, but like it's like a playful serious. It's like, this really happened, but did it happen though?
I mean, I'm sure that wasn't their intention for it to come off like that, but
but that's what it was. Sorry. But
okay, so now we're gonna say what Hollywood, the Netflix original series created by Ryan Murphy, what it's nominated for the 2020 Emmys.
Righteous. All right. Nominated for Outstanding Production Design for a Narrative, Period, or Fantasy Program.
Outstanding period costumes.
Outstanding period and or character hairstyling.
Outstanding period and or character makeup.
Outstanding prosthetic makeup for a series, limited series, or movie.
Outstanding music composition for a limited series, movie, or special.
Outstanding sound of mixing for a limited series or movie.
An outstanding main title sequence. Cause that shit's good.
It is. I was like, ooh, climb.
Every time I was like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
get it.
But now we're gonna go to the outstanding supporting actor in a limited series or movie.
What is that accent?
You know, I'm from America.
You sounded like all kinds of places, dude. Do it again.
Now it's outstanding supporting actor in a limited series or movie.
Dylan, wait, you gotta say who it is.
Dylan McDermott as Ernie. And Jim Parsons as Henry Wilson.
I don't like this.
Hey.
Outstanding supporting actress in a limited series, Holland Taylor as Miss Kincaid. She can get it. I love her so much.
Outstanding lead actor in a limited series or movie. We have Jeremy Pope as Archie Coleman.
You're so...
That's pretty good.
I love you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That was pretty good.
Thanks.
All right, guys. Well, I hope you take all that information in and really think about it. And if you want to, you should watch Hollywood. It's a Ryan Murphy show. You have to watch it.
Yeah,
do you wanna be a
either
loser?
watch Hollywood or you don't have to.
You don't. Yeah, you don't have to. I'm not gonna be mad if you don't. I get it.
But it's fun to talk about, and I want to hear a lot of people's opinions on this because I've heard a lot of good things, and I'm not saying it's bad, but it's not great. Like I don't know. A lot of people seem really hype about it when it first came out, and they're like, must watch. I binged, and I was like, I'm watching this because we have to do a review on. I'm just.
Like someone told me it's gay, and
I'm gay, so
trying to support.
here we
you know?
are.
But so yeah, I hope you guys watch it.
Yeah.
Or don't. But you can message us if you watch it. Hi guys, do you enjoy listening to us be stoned out of our mind? Well, don't forget that you can listen to us on Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Pocket Cast, Breaker, and Radio Public.
We're also on social media. You can follow us at Guys That Are High on Twitter and Instagram, and at The High Guys on Facebook and YouTube. Let us know what you think about our conversations, or even suggest what we talk about next.
Now, take a hit and keep listening. Okay, so now we're gonna do our vibe check before we go.
Oh yeah, dude. Ugh, I miss you guys.
Christopher. Wow, that was rude.
I'm sorry.
Anyway,
Wow, that was rude.
What have you been vibing to lately?
My name's Chris Ortiz Belcher, and I've been vibing to this HBO show that we just finished today called Insecure. It is so good.
That's so good.
It is so good. It takes place in LA. And it's created by Issa Rae, who, if you don't know, you should, because she's so fucking funny.
She is so fucking funny. She has a movie on Netflix that's hilarious. You guys should watch it.
The movie's called Lovebirds, and it has Issa Rae and what's his name?
Mr. McSexy Pants.
Oh man. Oh
jeez.
Kumail Nanjiani. I knew it.
Kumail.
I had it in my brain, and then it finally.
Mal?
No, Kumail. Kumail, like Rumail. But
I just know him as Mr. Spicy.
Kumail, he's so sweet. I love him.
I know, he's funny.
But they have a show, they have a movie together. Can you believe? They're so funny. It is really good. But, so she is co-creator of the show. And it's so sad, but so funny.
Yeah, Insecure's really
It's
funny.
really good. It's on HBO, so I highly suggest that. And it's nominated for Emmys too, so it's, plus.
And what are you high off of, honey?
I'm high off of a sour green apple fruit chew by Smokies Edibles.
Smokies Edibles.
But it's really good, dude. Oh, they have the last time I was high off of them, it was I think it was strawberry.
No, it was watermelon.
Watermelon, and they're
watermelon sugar high.
And watermelon was great, and the green apple is beautiful.
Yeah, I am also high on the same thing. It's got me goofed up, dude. As you could, I'm sure you guys can
tell. An extremely goofy Claudio, am I right, ladies?
I'm an extremely goofy Claudio, ladies and gents. TM, bitch.
Ooh. But
anyway,
this just in, Claudio.
You're done.
I was gonna pass it on. Send it.
Okay. So what I've been vibing to lately is what have I been vibing to lately, you ask?
Yeah, it's a question we ask every week.
All right, so for my vibe check, I've been vibing to, I've been vibing to someone who I thought I would never vibe to again. Katy Perry.
Catherine.
Catherine Hudson, if you will. I love Katy Perry. And she was the second CD I ever owned. The first one was the Fame Monster. The second one was One of the Boys, which is still the best Katy Perry album.
So good.
But
let us know your favorite.
Definitely lost my faith in her for Witness. And she looked like she was having a rough ass time. And I was like, ooh, girl, ooh, honey. And then, I don't know. I didn't listen to that album at all, and it's been a long time. And she just recently did an interview with Zane Lowe, and it was really interesting.
Yeah, it was very eye-opening.
It was very eye-opening to what she was going through at the time that she created that album. And, she was having a hard time. She was going through it, and she just made a bad album. And even she admits, she doesn't like it. But so yeah, it's I've been listening to her new music again because it sounds a lot happier and more of who she was. She's just always been super poppy. She's just sunshines and rainbows. And yeah, so I've been listening to her new music. It's pretty good. Can't wait for the album.
Yep.
Comes out in 2 days from when we're recording. On the day that we release this episode.
It comes out right now. Go to Spotify.
Right now, go to Spotify, listen to Katy Perry's album.
Yes.
Or if you have Apple Music, that's cool too.
This has been Hypnotoad.
But thank you guys so much for listening.
Yeah.
We were very high this time, very stoned. Very stoned. So sorry if it sounds wild.
I had an emotional breakdown halfway through, so please forgive.
Dude, same.
And I don't know. I feel so much better now, though. Do you feel good?
I feel relieved. I feel like I farted.
I feel like my heart farted. I had some pent up, some just residual anger from, living in a 2020 America.
Okay,
use that.
Let's end this shit.
And this, guess now.
I guess now.
We are the goodbye guys.
No, we sing too much.
I think they like it. They like their song. They'll listen to this. I think now we're the goodbye guys. I think now
the goodbye guys.
We're the goodbye guys.
Goodbye
we say goodbye and we're guys, but that don't mean we're trying. We are the goodbye guys. Pum, pum, pum.